Blessings, family, blessings, blessings. Just sitting here soaking in the Lord and bathing in His presence. I'm soaking in worship, bathing in His presence. And I was reading Ecclesiastics, and the Lord was telling me wealth transfer. The wealth transfer. You know, this is the season of the wealth transfer. You know, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. God says the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. So I want to read to y'all Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 26. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 26. It says, to the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. So to the person who pleases God, God gives them wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. To the person who pleases God, God gives them wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. So that tells me you shall prosper as your soul prospers. That means your soul shall prosper first before God bless you with the riches of the world. But those who are getting blessed with the riches of the world first are only gathering and storing that wealth up for the righteous, for the man who pleases God. Y'all better get this. Y'all better get this. God says, to the one who pleases God, God gives him wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, God gives the sinner the task of gathering and storing up wealth, only to hand it over to the one who pleases God, to the one who God had already gave wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. See, he had wisdom, knowledge, and he was even happy before money and wealth, before the wealth of the world came. He was already wealthy in the spirit. He was rich in the spirit, rich in his soul, before he was rich physically. Before he came rich in the world, he was rich within. Before he came rich outside of himself, he was first rich within himself. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. This is the wealth transfer that's getting ready, that's taking place. This is the wealth transfer that's taking place. God says, to the one who pleases me, I give him understanding, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, I give the task. That means while we sitting back in knowledge, getting understanding, and getting happiness from the knowledge that we're gaining, God has given them the task to run around like chickens with their head cut off and store up wealth for us. And bring the wealth to us. So all we have to do is sit back and sit with God. Sit at my right hand while I make your enemies your footstool. We've been sitting at God's right hand, and they've been gathering and storing up wealth, only to hand over to us. Only to hand over to the righteous. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 26 says, to the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. So the wicked, to the sinners, they did all this gathering and storing around. They did all this chasing the wind, which is meaningless. Woo. They were chasing the wind, storing and gathering, only to hand it over to the man or woman who pleases God. Somebody say, the wealth of the sea belongs to me. Big glory be to God. Somebody say, the wealth of the sea belongs to me. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Somebody say, devil, give me back sevenfold. You got to hold your head out. You got to let God know you mean it. Say, devil, give me sevenfold. You have been caught. So this is the wealth transfer, y'all. And the wealth of the wicked has been laid up for the righteous. God says to the one who pleases God, God gives him wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, God gives them the task of storing and gathering up wealth, only to hand it over to the one with knowledge, wisdom, and happiness. Because you see, the sinner, their knowledge, their wisdom, their happiness relied on that money, mammon. So now their foundation of knowledge, wisdom, and happiness is crumbling. All that they know is being pulled from all that they know is being pulled right from under them. It's like the red carpet is being pulled from under them and placed where it's supposed to. God is getting ready to roll out the red carpet. Like, why? We only got better with time. God is about to roll out the red carpet. To whom it's supposed to be rolled out to. Because a lot of people had rolled out red carpets to sinners and overlooked the saints. The true saints, that is. Those who hear and obey the will of my Father who's in heaven. Y'all, my God, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. This is the wealth transfer. And God has used the sinners to gather and to store up what's about to be handed over to the saints of God. And this money will not, you will have enough for you, but this money will be for a kingdom work, an end time harvest, to bring in many souls. God said you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good, so that many souls will be saved at this hour, the last hour. This is our hour to devour the devourer. I am Minister Grace, and this is Cut 'em Up Ministries. But we gonna get the blessing. God shall get the glory. Roll out soldiers, for that is who we are.